Hi, welcome to Surviving Disruption. I am Stacey, and we're going to talk today about how to stop feeling exhausted, even when, you're doing everything right, or at least you think you're doing everything right. So let's think about this for a minute. You believe you're doing everything right. You're sleeping, you seem to be getting into bed at a decent time. You don't toss and turn. You are eating healthy. You're trying to take care of yourself. At least you perceive you are. But somehow you're still waking up tired, or you're getting that in the middle of the afternoon, you're looking for that caffeinated beverage of some sort, but you're still feeling exhausted. And that caffeine just isn't touching it. And you start wondering, what is wrong with me? Why am I always tired? You know, do you think, should I go to the doctor and get, a physical and some blood drawn to see if there's something, you know, am I deficient in something? You start to think, you know, all these what ifs, you know. Well, you're not broken. You're for sure not lazy. You're just overloaded. You're overwhelmed with everything that's going on. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to help you understand why you feel so tired, even when you're doing everything right. Most of the women I work with are high achievers. They hold it all together. Their family, they're what I call the CEO of their household. Have you heard that before? You're kind of doing everything for everybody. You manage calendars, take people to doctor's appointments, you cook dinners, you do all the household chores, especially keeping, schedules all together because busy moms, we have a lot of things going on. And you're holding everything together at work. You're showing up every day. You do what you do, you do your job. And so you're holding everyone else together. But inside, you are just feeling exhausted. And this quiet fatigue is just seems to be happening. And it never wants to leave. It's not because you are, you know, weak, or it's not because you're not doing all the right things. Your nervous system doesn't know how to rest. It's stuck in survival mode. Yeah, that's what it is. You've been living in this go, go, go mode. Like it's like a light switch that's stuck on. It doesn't know how to turn off and go into that rest state. You're not tired because you're doing all the things. I mean, that is one of the reasons why you're tired, is because you're doing everything. But you're also tired because your body doesn't know how to feel safe enough to rest. And you might think, what do you mean safe enough? I'm not in any danger. No, you might not be in any danger, but your body perceives you are because you're always doing, doing, doing. Have you ever taken a weekend off? Maybe gone to bed early, or even had that self-care day, nails done, massage, it felt great at the moment, right? But you still feel exhausted. That's because when you rested, you felt like you were resting. Like I said, you went to bed early, you got that massage, everything felt great at that moment, but you're still feeling tired because your nervous system is still waiting for you to keep doing. So your nervous system might be up here. Your brain, you have said, no, I went to bed early. I, got that massage. But your nervous system itself did not know how to actually get to that rest state during that massage. When your body is constantly on the go all the time, subconsciously, when you are trying to rest, your subconsciously, your brain is telling your nervous system, no, we don't know how to do that. And it keeps your muscles tense, your mind racing still. So you're trying to rest, but your body's whispering, we're not quite done yet. We still have things to do. And that's why no amount of sleep or bubble baths or those massages are going to fix the kind of fatigue that's coming from this constant hypervigilance. The kind of exhaustion, this kind of exhaustion isn't about the actual physical energy. It's about your body knowing how to rest and what safety means. You can't rest your way out of survival. You have to teach your body that it's finally safe enough to rest and to stop just surviving. I remember what it felt like to actually get into that rest state. You know, I am a therapist and I have been, you know, teaching others how to do this. But it wasn't until I actually started in my, you know, coaching business that I actually was with a business coach myself. And I learned how to finally rest. You know, I have always been the person that, yeah, go, go, go. You know, when my kids were young, always saying yes to things because I thought that's what I should be doing to be a good mom. You know, doing the extra activities at school, doing the extra things in the evening hours. And I've been on the go mode, even through my grief journey. I thought that that's what I needed to be doing was go, go, go. But one day, when I was with my business coach, I started to hear that it started to finally click for me of how to rest and know that I am safe. And that was the beginning of my healing. Not through all the journaling, not through doing more, but getting my body into that rest state and allowing myself to do less. So, why is this so important? Well, when we live in that constant state of on, our body forgets what peace feels like. It forgets how to rest. And again, you might be saying, I go to bed. I know I'm in bed for 8 hours. And you don't really recognize that you're awake because you don't look at your clock. You truly feel like you are sleeping 8 hours. But the truth is, that exhaustion that you're feeling, that's your body's way of saying, I can't keep up with the pace that you're doing. And so you don't need to push harder. You need to listen to your body. Because when your body starts to rebuild safety, your energy returns naturally. You don't need that middle of the day caffeine. You stop surviving and you start living again. You know, it was not too long ago that a busy work week for me would lead me to feeling exhausted at the end of the day. But now I am able to enjoy my evenings. I can sit down and watch a TV show without falling asleep in the middle of it. And so learning to get our bodies at that rest state and then our energy naturally returns, we start to feel more at peace, our confidence increases, and we're able to make decisions without second guessing ourselves. So I encourage you to, one, subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified when I am giving you some more tips. Also, in the description, hit that, there is a link for a free Calm and Focus Breakthrough Kit. That's going to be your first step to start feeling safe in your own skin again. It's free, and it's where you begin to gently regulate your nervous system. So go ahead, click that link, download it, start working through it, and then book your Mission Emotion call, where we're going to deep dive into that breakthrough kit. And we'll break it apart and give you some solid tips to start getting your body to rest. All right. And you can join me live on Friday, I guess that's the 24th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right. We'll talk soon.